a way of thinking that really does not enable you to prosper in all areas of your life. Hey, I'm Rosemary Nonny. I am the Prosperity Minister. I support you in regaining your confidence so that you can leave behind the pain and the limiting stories of the past and rise victorious in your true design life. I truly, completely believe that every single one of us has the right to live free, fulfilled, financially abundant, and to have a love-drenched life if you're willing to claim it. Now, talking about the way you think about things, okay? The way you think about things is keeping you from expanding, from elevating, from moving into your next level of prosperity, whether it's in your relationships or your health or your wealth or your work. Do you want to change that? I certainly hope so. Let me give you some examples here. One of the things that I've discovered a lot, and it happened with me. So you know what? I'm talking from a place of having come through this stuff and still sometimes having to deal with these issues. Okay. So for instance, the thinking, number one thought here, the thinking that you live in a hostile world, that it's dog eat dog, and that you have to fight for every single little thing you get, and even when you fought, it's still not quite where you want it to be, and it always feels as if you're always battling, always fighting for something and never quite getting there. That is one of those generational things that actually are passed down to us. But also it is the environment in which we live, this whole concept that we have to fight for every single little thing. But I'm saying, and I'm speaking to spiritual people here, right? We know that actually, no, we're here to live life in all its fullness. So is it true that we live in a hostile world? Or is it that our belief, because we're a heck of a lot more powerful than we realize, our belief about this is now causing us to create situations that fulfill our own expectations? Now, a lot of people will say, no, I'm just reacting to life as it is. That in itself is a problem, honey. If you are reacting to life as it is instead of creating life the way you want it, then of course that is going to get in the way, absolutely for sure, because you've forgotten your power. So that's one way of thinking that you don't realize is a false pattern of thinking. And so you are going about creating a world that is quite hostile to your desires and you're living into it. Another thing that you might be thinking is that you might be someone who always jumps to the conclusion that something negative is about to happen. Something good happens and you're immediately looking for something bad to happen. Somebody says something, you immediately assume they must mean some negative thing about you. You discount the positives. You always jump to the conclusion that something negative is about to happen to you. Does that happen to you, my love? These patterns of thinking are keeping you from your destiny. The third one I wanted to mention here was you always dwelling on the negative. When clients come to work with me first, I get them to start doing gratitudes. Why? Because most of us, and that was me as well, most of us are so used to only seeing the stuff that is going wrong, only seeing the stuff we don't want. I always use the example of when I was managing 65 tenants, I would only ever pay attention to the one tenant who wasn't paying their rent and forget about the 64 that were paying their rent. But I could only seem to think about, and I'd be worrying about it. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do about that one person that didn't pay their rent? And I'd forget the 64 people who were fine. And so my life became about that one person. Do you do that? Where good things are happening to you, but you don't even see, you don't even notice. As I said, when clients come to work with me, I have to get them into a gratitude practice and appreciation practice, because if not, they won't even know that something has changed. Do you think like that? These patterns of thinking are things that are so normal. This is just the way most people think. And so if you're immersed, which you are, immersed in an environment and surrounded by people who continually think in this way, you'll think it's normal. You'll think it's normal, and then you'll wonder why you're not progressing in the way that you desire to progress. It's because you have these false patterns of thinking keeping you from your destiny. Are you done with that? Because what I have for you here, the Deliberate Millionaires, it is an incubator for driven spiritual people who know they're meant for more than just what they've been getting to date, okay? And they are, but they're just somewhat stifled by self-doubt and low self-esteem. It's time to regain the confidence to prosper. Come into the Deliberate Millionaire. Come and immerse yourself in trainings and teachings and an environment and people who are all moving forward. We're all on the path to peace and plenty. I call it the Deliberate Millionaire path to peace and plenty. come into the Deliberate Millionaires Incubator. Come and be part of this movement. I will call it revolution, basically. Come and be immersed in the Abundance Library, all the programs and all the boot camps in there. You just need 20 minutes or so a day. Come and be part of our weekly calls where I'm feeding you with, well, one's called an Empower Experience because we have a time of clearing all these old pains and old limiting beliefs, and we also have time of training and teaching, as well as time for questions and answers and specific speaking into your life. Okay, what else, and it's the group as well, the doing life together thing. Now that all together will start to immerse your mind in a different way of thinking, a more empowering way of thinking, so that you allow yourself to prosper in the way that you know you're born to prosper. And also, prosperity from an external perspective, yes, but also inner peace. Inner peace, these patterns of thinking, they don't enable you to be at peace. You want that peace, right? Come into the Deliberate Millionaires. If you've been in my world for any length of time and the work that I do in any way has spoken to you, you know this incubator is the place for you. Okay? So there's going to be a link around this video. Come and join in. Share this video with somebody else. And until the next time, much amazing love. Bye.